Welcome back to Tarzen in Slovenia for round 3 of the 2022 ICF Canoe Slalom World Cup at this iconic venue just outside the capital city of Ljubljana. Well, we're into the sharp end of racing. It is the canoe finals time. We had 200 athletes from over 30 nations racing it out here in the early stages of this competition. And we're down to the final 10 in the women's canoe and then the men's canoe competition. Perfect conditions here in Tarzen, Slovenia. And well, it's a very hot day here today. 33 degrees it is expected to be this afternoon, and very few clouds in the sky. At the moment, 27 degrees, barely a puff of wind, and perfect racing conditions. Well, here is the course details. 21 gates, 8 upstream gates, because we're racing on a shortened course because of low water levels here on the River Sava. And our schedule today, we have the women's canoe final up very shortly, followed by the men's canoe final. But before we get started, let's get a bit of insight from our experts.
Hi, my name is Thomas Appel from the German Canoe Federation. For the canoe discipline, we're looking for a very challenging combination gate, start from gate number 13, especially for the lefties. They have to do a really hard crossbow section. Maybe we will see the right, he is doing the spin. Options are wide open, go straight, maybe backward ferry. Whatever your plan is, do it till the end.
So we eagerly anticipate the start of this women's canoe competition. The athletes kneeling in the boat with a single-bladed paddle, and the athletes racing in reverse order of the semi-final performance. Myself, Andy Maddock, in the commentary box with you today, and alongside me, joining me from the Mexican team, Olympian from Tokyo 2020. Welcome back to Sofia Reynoso. And here is the World Cup standings, and just to introduce that, Martina Satkova, the leader of the World Cup standings, eliminated in the semi-finals. And as well, a bit of a change, Jessica Fox. There was a protest after we went off air, and Jessica Fox was given another penalty on the video review, and she doesn't progress through into the final. Instead, Anna Shatila moves up the order and gets to fight again.
Yeah, we'll see these 5 really big names here in the final.
So here is the start list. Reverse order of the semi-final. Mallory Franklin of Great Britain goes off last. And also want to watch Elena Lilik of Germany, the world champion of 2021. And 21 gates, as I said, 8 upstream gates on this course, because it's a shortened course, not using the bottom part of the course because the water levels are just a little bit low. And those are the gates to watch. 8, 11, 13, they seem to be the ones that are causing the problems.
Yeah, definitely. The crux of the course at the end, you gotta keep that focus and speed.
Good crowd as ever here in Tarzen. Many here to watch the Olympic champion Benjamin Savcek. But first to go, Anna Shatila for Brazil. She starts this women's canoe final here in Tarzen, Slovenia, and already in trouble on the hole.
Yeah, that definitely sucks.
I didn't quite see the line down the drop, but she used valuable energy as she fights her way out. She does get tied into gate 1, but she must have dropped 8 or 9 seconds there.
Yeah, and also a lot of strength for sure. It's hard to fight out of that hole, especially the way she did it. It's hard to fight that way out.
Well, that will have sapped vital energy as well. Anna Shatila, though, very capable of delivering on the podium here. This is her first World Cup final of the season this year, which is a surprise for someone of her ability. 20th and 19 in the first 2 World Cups of the season. So she's already going in the right direction as she approaches the World Championships in a month's time.
Definitely. She's a very capable paddler, very good, always attacking, so it's good to watch her on a final.
So she has picked up 2 touches on gates 4 and 5, the downstream gates, the green and white downstream gates, and then the red and white gates. Like I say, 8 of them on this course are the needing to go in an upstream direction, and Anna having all sorts of problems in the middle section. This is what Thomas Appel was talking about.
Definitely, I think you can tell that her mind is a little bit out of the game at the moment after that freestyle in the hole. That's a bummer to watch for sure. Such a capable paddler, but kind of messed it up on the top.
So plus 8 seconds of penalties. It's not going to be challenging for the podium today, but it's valuable World Cup points up for grabs. It's a 5-race series. We're in race 3 here. Then we have a pause as we focus on the World Championships in a month's time in Augsburg in Germany, and then the final 2 World Cups of the season in Pau in south of France at the end of August, and then early September the World Cup final for double points in Seo in Spain. But Anna Shatila sets the clock 129.38, but disappointment for the Brazilian athlete.
Definitely.
So we know from the semi-finals that 99.09 was the fastest raw time. So somewhere around 100 seconds or less is what it needs to take the win here. Great slow-mo shots here. And just getting insight into just how tight the athletes have to do to get onto the poles. So 9 boats still to go in this women's canoe final here, and well, Victoria Us making 2 finals this weekend. She was on the podium yesterday. She goes for gold here in Tartzen on the final.
And you could watch her smile before starting that sprint at the top. That was really nice to watch.
So Victoria was 4th at the Europeans earlier on this season, 7th in Tokyo last year, so she's really starting to consistently make the finals and starting to challenge for the podium. As I say, she was on the podium yesterday, bronze medal in the kayak event, and well, she seems to paddle well here.
Definitely, I think she's a very consistent paddler, and very, very composed as well. She's always has like her boat flat, she's always pushing downstream and keeping her boat gliding with the water. So it's cool to watch her paddle both in K1 and C1.
So 13.5 seconds quicker than Anna Shatila. Of course, that's mainly because of that surf that Anna had in the hole on the run into gate 1. So Victoria Us not really racing against Shatila, but more racing against those still to come, trying to set the pace and provide a challenging time. Big news already is we haven't got Jessica Fox, the Olympic champion, in this final. Once again, struggling for form in the canoe event, but not struggling for form in the kayak event. 3 wins from 3 World Cups.
Yeah, definitely amazing on that part. Sad she's not in the final, such a big name to lose for a final like this, but still really good athletes out here racing it. So we will see. It's a pretty fast run for Pika.
Well, she stops the clock 1:03.68. It is a very good run for Victoria Us of Ukraine, and that may well be good enough for a top 5. Whether it be enough for the podium, well, she's going to have to wait and see. It's going to be a long wait because it's a strong, clean performance.
Definitely, but 0 penalties. Very good.
Well, Victoria very good at producing those kind of runs when it matters, and consistently, I think her track record of clean runs is pretty good.
Yeah, I could agree with that. She's clean when it matters and always consistent. She did a safe run, but still pushing.
So a very physical course here in Tartzen. The white water might not be as big as it is normally, but the challenge is still extreme nonetheless. A bit more of a physical emphasis than the technical emphasis, but the water still pushes you around. You've got to be on your guard. 2 boats down in this women's canoe final, and well, we have a Slovenian in this competition still to come. But next to start, it is Avi Liebfarth of the United States of America. She sets off on this women's canoe final. She's already won a junior world championship bronze medal on this course last season, and she's shown that she's consistently fast.
Yeah, definitely. Consistently fast in this course. I think she enjoys it a lot, which matters. And she had a very good start here.
She won 2 medals actually on this course at World Cups, 2019 and 2020. She picked up 2 bronze medals. So despite the fact she's a junior, she's still very much able to punch above her weight and get into the senior ranks. And it's a great start. 1.5 up on race leader Victoria Urs of Ukraine.
Yeah, we can see she changed her. She did a spin on the semi-final on gate number 4, and now she did a direct. So I think she's risking a little bit more, but still keeping those lines safe and in the middle of the gates.
Well, now we come into the business end, and she's done that very well indeed through 10, 11, 12 and 13. So we would expect, would we, that the split gets extended? It does. 3.5 seconds now up, and if she can hold on to this at the bottom, this is going to be challenging the 100-second mark.
Definitely. She's having a really good run. She's pushing through. She's still online.
Avi Liebfarth of the United States of America on a really good run. She's just having to fight the water a little bit. You can see she has to adjust her line through around the back of the rock to 21. And it's going to be inside 100 seconds, surely. It's well inside and into first place, and already only 3 boats into the final, and we are faster than anyone managed to go in the semi-final. Well done, Avi Liebfarth.
Yeah.
You are leading the race.
That's an amazing run. Congratulations.
Well, and interestingly, she didn't look like she'd done anything exceptional. She just delivered it gate by gate and kept it running. And look, that's where the time came from. Now, the fastest time, 99.09, and she's nearly a second quicker than that fastest time in the semis.
Yeah, that's really impressive, and she kept it really together, a really good run, super composed, and you can see the results.
Well, she's only 18, so it's an outstanding performance, and surely good enough for a medal?
Yeah, I think so.
Good enough for gold?
I mean, I don't know, but maybe yes. It's pretty fast, 98.
Well, it's going to be a long wait, but great to see her reaction at the finish as well, because she knows she's done a good run.
Yeah.
And there we see it. And well done, Avi, because you put the pressure on those still to come. 2 world champions in the field of athletes still to come. And it's going to be a tight race, but let's watch, because here's another young up-and-coming athlete. Eva Alina Hocevar for Slovenia sets off down the course, and well, it's a really impressive time that is being chased, and just a little bit rejected on the hole and low into gate 1.
Yeah.
No big dramas. It's probably a second, maybe a couple of seconds dropped, but not the ideal start.
Not the ideal, but still better than getting stopped in the hole. So I think she can still have a fast run.
Eva Elina is no stranger to making finals. She's made 4 World Cup finals in her relatively short career, but no finals this year. So this is the first of her finals of the World Cup season. 13th in the first race, 22nd in the second race, and now, well, what can she do? She's just picked up a penalty though on gate 8. So
coming up to this section with all these tigers. Just going for direct.
She gets it direct as well. The Slovenian crowd is stacked up here on the grandstand, mostly here for Benjamin Savcek, the Olympic champion, but they'll obviously be cheering on every athlete, in particular the Slovenian athletes. 4 boats across the 2 finals. So another penalty though, stacking up for Eva Alina as she comes down towards the bottom of the course. The time running out to find time on the course, and already actually outside of the race winning time. That's a good example of just how good Liebfarth of the United States was.
Definitely, she put down a solid, very good run, so it's going to be hard to beat.
So Eva Elina Hocevar crosses the line in 3rd place, 109.58 for Slovenia. But there is our race leader. Avi Liebfarth for the United States is sitting at the top of the leaderboard at the moment. 4 boats down, still 6 boats to go. So the characteristics, the athletes kneeling in the boat with a single-bladed paddle, and we're seeing the athlete switching the blade, and on this tight, oily course, anytime the paddle is out of the water, you're really vulnerable, aren't you?
Definitely, and especially with only one hand in the paddle trying to switch it to the other side, I think it's more vulnerable. So it to me is very impressive the places they switch the paddle.
And we will see a little bit more as we go into the men's canoe. We'll have a little bit of an insight on switching from the Olympic champion Denis Gargaud-Chanou. But our focus now is on our next starter, Emanuela Luknarova of Slovakia, on course. Look at that, silky smooth.
Nice, yeah. On top of the water, she kept her boat super flat, coming into two in a perfect place.
We talk about a dry line in the sport, and anyone who's not from the sport might be a bit confused by that. But that was the perfect dry line. The boat was gliding across the water, and all the time Emanuela had the line. She could spot the line into gate one. And look at that, she's been rewarded on the split, but a little bit low in 6.
Yeah, a little bit low, but still she's pushing the boat and keeping that glide.
Well, she was under 23 silver medalist at the World Championships here last season, so she clearly has the ability to paddle well on this course. 14th in Prague in the first World Cup of the season, didn't do the second World Cup in Krakow, and now this is where Liebwarth was really strong.
Yes, she had a very good, a little bit low on this upstream. It's easy to lose the edge there with those boils.
Yeah, now she's being pushed onto the pole. She takes a touch on 13, so suddenly then she goes from challenging the race lead to being, look at that, 14 seconds off.
Yeah.
It's very punishing, this course, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It's like one little mistake and your time is completely off super fast.
So Emanuela Luknarova of Slovakia is slipping out of contention here in this final. At the moment, Avi Liebwarth has set that red-hot time of 98.27 early on in the final, and surely that's going to be hard to beat for those still to come, but it's not going to be beaten by Emanuela Luknarova of Slovakia. 1:17.69 into 4th place, and at the halfway point in this women's canoe final, Avi Liebwarth leads for the United States of America ahead of Victoria Us of Ukraine and Eva Alina Hocheva of Slovenia in 3rd. Well, here we see the top part of the course, and well, it was all going really well on the top for Luknarova, but then in the middle section, that was where the problems came, particularly on that gate 11, 12, 13 sequence.
Yeah, that's the thing about slalom. You have a lot of gates that you gotta do, and you can be really fast in a part, but you have to keep it together the whole run. That's why it's so exciting.
And there we see it, that's the rejection on 12. Just the bows not really following instructions and low in the eddy, and then picking up penalties on the later gates, and well, that is costly indeed. So Liebwarth of the United States of America, our race leader, and what a performance.
Wow, Evie Liebwarth, that was incredible. You must be so stoked.
I'm so stoked. I mean, this course is just so much fun. I always just adore paddling here, and it's so great to put down a run that, you know, I'm really happy with.
I know we're only halfway through the run, but that time, that's got to really challenge for a medal. Do you think you're going to win a medal today?
I guess we'll have to wait and see. You know, the final is full of so many, you know, amazing girls. There are still so many who could just have such fast times coming down, but, you know, I hope so, but I'm just really happy with my run.
Are you nervous?
Definitely, always.
Well, keep your fingers crossed. Good luck, Evie.
Thanks so much.
Well, I think she can be confident that she'll get a medal, but yeah, I think she'll be quietly confident that that could be a very shiny gold medal. But there are 5 very strong boats to go in this women's canoe final here.
Yeah, it's always hard to say. She had an amazing run, but yeah, big names to come still, so we'll see. But hopefully, I'd like to see gold for sure.
And 2 world champions on the field, Elena Lillik and Mallory Franklin. They're the last 2 off. Here's the results so far, and then the grade out on the boat still to come. But Liebwarth leads for the United States ahead of Victoria Urs of Ukraine, who was the bronze medalist in the kayak event yesterday. And Eva Alina Hochevar for Slovenia sits in 3rd place. Well, here's the packed crowd here in Tarsen, Slovenia, enjoying the shade here on this very hot day. And well, as the day creeps on, so too does the sun creep onto that grandstand, and everyone slowly retreats under the trees.
Definitely, it'll be a hot day for extreme slalom in the afternoon.
In that extreme kayak we can follow, be live here at Planet Canoe, 4:30 Central European time. On course now, Clara Olazabal for Spain sets off on her final run. Can she challenge the podium? Well, she's very capable. She was 5th at the World Championships in 2019. She's got 10 World Cups to her name. In fact, well, it's now 11. So she's very consistent, but never been on the podium at World Cup level. Can she do it today?
And we will see.
So she'll be looking forward to the final World Cup of the season. Double points race on a home course in La Seu in Spain, in the Northern Pyrenees. And 2.2 down on the early split. It's more a reflection of just how good Liebwarth was on the top section.
Yeah, I think it's going to be hard to get those seconds back, but still we're coming down to the hard part. And I think she can still have a really good run.
She's got a bit of a bad line running into 10. Caught the edge a little bit, rescued it well, but stretching from gate 10. But she's done 11 and 12 very nicely, and tight on 13. So Olazabal of Spain now comes up to the second split, 5.8 seconds down. Well, that is around about 3rd place. She needs to find time at the bottom, but at the moment she could still get into a podium position, but still some strong paddlers to come in this women's canoe final. Sneaks around the water. Looks like she's got good water through 19 and 20, kept the boat running.
Yeah, it looks like a solid run as well. I think she's having a good one, but might not be enough for Abby's time, that's for sure.
So she's going to stop the clock in 3rd place. Clara Olazabal of Spain, 105.17. And it is Amy Liebwarth still leading for the United States, ahead of Victoria Urs of Ukraine and Clara Olazabal of Spain. So she lost a lot of that time at the bottom, at the top of the course actually. Never quite found the time that Liebwarth did. And here's the move. This is where she struggled running into 10. Great recovery, catches the edge. And damage limitation, doesn't lose too much time.
No, I gotta say she adapted really well, pushing the bow forward, even though she almost lost it. So I think it's a very good recovery.
This course very unforgiving. There's lots of places to lose time, but there's very few places to make up any time.
Exactly. I think to put down another run as fast as Evie's, we will have to see fast everywhere. And we still have big names to come, so exciting to watch.
Yep. And we are down to 4 boats still to come. They're the fastest 4 boats from the semi-final, but they're going to have to go quicker than they managed in the semi-final if they're to take gold. Angèle Hug of France sets off in the final, and rejected on the hole. And great reactions there. Can she make it back into the eddy?
Yeah, I think she was a little bit too far center on that hole. It rejected her.
So she has made it back for gate 1, but that's a big time loss right at the outset of her run. And now she'll need to refocus, put the mistake behind her, and well, she's done well on gate 2 to 3.
Yeah, it looks like she has put it behind her. That's good.
So we'll get an indication as she comes through gate 5 just how much time she has lost on the top section, and 7 seconds. Well, there's no way to find that time on this course, but let's see what she can do, because she can put in that magic, get in the groove, and pick up some valuable World Cup points, and maybe a top 5 finish.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's pretty tricky, that move. It looks like if you go too far left, it's easy to touch. It's kind of shallow there.
So spin on 11 now. Nicely through
Oh,
12,
very nice.
tight on 13. It's a good run coming together just for that mistake at the top of the course. Now
Yeah.
through this downstream sequence, gate 16, so important to keep the boat running and fluid. 9.6 seconds down on race leader, so the gap has grown now to the race leader, and the time slipping away through 19. 2 gates to go on this 21 gate course. Nice on the last
Yeah,
upstream.
very nice upstream.
Is it too little too late though for Angèle Hung of France, crossing the line in 5th place, 110.07 seconds, and most of that time loss was running into the first gate, and well, the big drop strikes again, but there is our top 2 on the left. It is the race leader, Avi Liebhardt of the United States. So some great slow-mos at the top. Here we see the weight on the back of the boat on the top drop. The bows rejected, and it was a great recovery. You could easily just get washed through. We saw that
Definitely, we saw that already.
in the semi-finals, and it was damage limitation after that.
Yeah, the drop here in Tatsen is definitely not forgiving, so you gotta have the exact line in order to have a good run and start off well.
So we're live here in Tarsen, Slovenia. It's the women's canoe final here of the World Cup. We've got the men's canoe to follow on immediately. We've got extreme kayak this afternoon, 4:30 Central European time. 3 boats to go in this women's canoe final. Kimberly Woods goes for Great Britain now. 2-time European champion on course, and again rejected on the hole.
Yeah,
Just never quite looked like she found the line, but she has now got herself back in touch, but time slipping away.
yeah, quite a bit of time actually. It's a bummer for her. Definitely not a good start on the run.
So this is an indication as we come through towards gate 5 and 6, we'll understand how much time has been lost, but we know there's no way back to challenge the time set by Avi Liebhardt, the race leader, 7.27 seconds, so almost identical to the deficit from Hug of France.
Yeah,
So Kimberly Woods now needs to refocus here.
yeah. She's definitely picked up her run and still looks very composed and hasn't been too distracted by that mistake. She's still having a good run right now.
Yeah.
But it might not be enough for a medal, but she's still putting down a solid run at the bottom, which
She was 6th in Prague at the first World Cup, and then 24th last weekend in Krakow, and well, she's already guaranteed a top 10 place here in Tarsen. And what is it going to be? Well, she's completely controlled the deficit. She's stabilised it now. It's all about the time she lost at the top. And, well, she's still in touch for around about 4th place at the moment, with 2 to go after her. So it still could be at least a top 6 position.
yeah, I think it's impressive what she did at the bottom. She kept that speed,
So into 4th place for Kimberly Woods of Great Britain. Disappointment there. That mistake on the drop was really all that stood between her and a place on the podium there. She's did pick up a 2-second penalty on gate 14, so it was a quick-paced run.
yeah, definitely the drop for sure. The drop at the bottom, you gotta nail the whole 21 gates in this course to have a fast, good run.
That's a great shot, isn't it? As you come down, and there's just white water everywhere, but there is our race leader who gets to breathe again for a moment.
Definitely, she's for sure on the podium now.
Avi Liebhardt of the United States of America. As you say, Sophia, she is on the podium. She's our race leader, ahead of Victoria Urs of Ukraine and Clara Olazabal of Spain. But Kimberly Woods, after that mistake at the top, she was blisteringly fast on the rest of the course, and it suggests there is still a chance of challenging the race leader by our 2 athletes still to come, both of them world champions.
This is very true.
Well, here is the reigning world champion, Elena Lilich of Germany, sets off down the course. Can she challenge the 98.27 seconds set by Avi Liebwarth of the United States. Well, no problems on the drop for her. Straight in, comfortably into gate 1.
Yeah, very nice.
Now she switches the blade and sets off. Well, a little bit low in 3, but you won't lose too much time.
No, it looked like she kept the boat moving, but yeah, a little bit low.
She was very quick on the top section in the semi-finals, and yeah, as expected, slower than race leader, but very much still in the hunt for the gold medal here.
For sure.
So now coming through gate 9, this is the critical section now, the 10, 11, 12, 13 sequence.
And we were able to see in her semi-final that she still also put a really good time here at the bottom. So she can definitely pick up some time now.
So she was planning to take that move on forwards, you could see, but it didn't happen. So she's on plan B, but it's very tight. She stays off the pole on 13, and it's going to be close on the split, but still a deficit. Well, it's still all to play for, a second down. But Lilik of Germany now needs to turn on the power, find the lines on the bottom section. She's certainly challenging for the podium. Can she challenge for gold here? Well, the gates are running out.
Still, we have that upstream gate at the end.
This is super exciting. It's going to be outside the race lead time, though. Lilik of Germany's lost time in the bottom section. Avi Liebwarth there, a current leader, smiling. So into second place for Germany's Elena Lilik. And with one boat to go, Avi Liebwarth still leads for the United States of America, ahead of Elena Lilik there for Germany, the world champion of 2021. And Victoria Urs of Ukraine is in third. Well, she didn't really do anything wrong, did she? But the time just slipped away in a couple of places. A little bit low into the upstream gate 3 and didn't quite find the bottom section.
Yeah, I think she did a couple of spins that she wasn't planning on doing. At least she didn't do on the semi-final, some of them, so neither did Evie on this final run, so I think that definitely some time gain for Evie there.
Well, Avi Liebwarth has guaranteed a silver medal. That's the personal best at World Cup level, but can she get gold? Only one person can take that away from her.
That's Mallory.
That's Mallory Franklin, who did actually win the race last weekend in Krakow.
Yeah.
There is the race leader, Avi Liebwarth of the United States, as Mallory Franklin of Great Britain goes for gold here in Tartzen. And what a line into gate 1.
You can see most girls had a righty there and she had a lefty, so that's also interesting to watch.
So Mallory sets off well. She was the winner last weekend. Ooh, not the most confident move, 2 to 3, but she keeps it going. She was 10th in the first World Cup of the season. And a win last weekend. And well, what can happen? Well, she's found time at the top. Nearly 2 seconds on race leader Liebwarth of the United States of America.
She's definitely flying right now.
Ducking and diving through 8 and 9. A little bit stalling the boat. But this is the critical section. This is where Liebwarth was very strong. Well, the tension mounting here. The last boat down in the final. And
still very composed, very solid run right now. So definitely challenging Evie's time.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. There's a review on gate 8. I don't think that there isn't a penalty showing. And look at that, 2.59 the advantage. So as the gates start to run out, it is now for Franklin to lose this race. And, well, Franklin, she has got a very experienced set of brain on her shoulders, really. And surely she can hold this together. One more gate to go.
Okay. Oh, it looks like...
So the time to beat, 98.27 seconds. It's going to be inside that, and Mallory Franklin gets back-to-back race wins for Great Britain. What a performance there under pressure. Avi Liebwarth of the United States of America, she put the marker down, but, well, Mallory Franklin responds and takes back-to-back wins.
I have to say, yeah, super solid run, 96, really fast. Very amazing to watch.
Well, let's watch. Mallory Franklin. She didn't take any risks. She was just kept it calm, kept the boat flat throughout the run, and in some ways that's also what we saw with Avi.
Yeah, definitely. I think they both had, their boats were moving the whole time, kept the speed, the lines, risking, but not too much.
Well, Mallory Franklin of Great Britain, the Olympic silver medalist from Tokyo 2020, and now her 3 finals in consecutive races here in the World Cup. A 10th place and 2 wins, and well, surely that will put her towards the top, if not at the top of the World Cup standings. We'll get a confirmation of that very shortly. But Mallory Franklin takes the win ahead of Avi Liebfarth of the United States of America, and the world champion of 2021, Elena Lilik of Germany, takes the bronze medal. But what a race for Victoria Urs of Ukraine. She has a bronze from yesterday and 4th today. Here are the results of the women's canoe final. Franklin takes gold for Great Britain. Liebfarth led for so long, but has to settle for silver.
Well, Mallory, you had to do something pretty special there. Evie's time was pretty incredible. What a run from you.
Yeah, I mean, I had no clue what had gone on. I just really wanted to do the best I could, and it was a struggle at times, but I'm glad that I got it out and stayed clean and got to the finish well.
And back-to-back gold medals, that's pretty special going into a World Championships.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool, especially on 2 courses that I'm generally not that confident on, but really trying to just focus in on trying to paddle like I know I can and stay really confident on my strokes and keep driving forwards, and yeah, I'm really happy to have won again.
Good on you. Well done, Mallory.
Thank you.
So there, the crowd here in Slovenia and enjoying these canoe finals, but it is Mallory Franklin who takes gold, and of course she took silver medal yesterday in the women's kayak competition. So a successful competition for her, and well, back-to-back medals. Mallory Franklin will, as was said there, go into the competition of the World Championships in a month's time with good reason to be confident, but this sport can be cruel. You can never get complacent.
Yeah, it's definitely cruel and amazing, but really good job from her and everybody racing the final today.
Well, we'll be up next with the men's canoe finals. So I'd like to say thank you very much, Sofia Reynoso of the Mexican team, for joining me again in the booth. And here are the World Cup standings. Now, Mallory Franklin is leading the way ahead of Teresa Fisarova of the Czech Republic and Avi Liebfarth of the United States. Martina Satkova, who was leading going into this race, drops down to 4th place. And, well, a few other changes in the order. Jessica Fox moves from 7th down to 9th, but I'm sure we'll see more from Jessica later in the season.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Denis Gargaud, je suis champion olympique de canoë-slalom.
So let's
Canoë,
hear
quand on
from
débute,
Denis Gargaud-Chanou, the Olympic
on
champion,
change pas la prise de main, on pagaie soit à
who's
gauche,
telling us about
soit à droite, en
in
passant de
canoe
l'autre
when you
côté
start
du canoë.
paddling, you don't
Mais il y
change
a
your
une autre
grip.
manière de
You
pagayer
paddle
qui
either
existe,
to the left
c'est
or
de
the
pagayer
right.
à gauche et changer sa prise de main.
But there
pour
is
venir
another way to
pagayer
paddle.
à droite. Cette technique
paddle
s'appelle
on the
le
left,
switch, et cette
and
technique
you
permet
change your grip
de gagner
to
beaucoup
paddle
de
on the
puissance
right.
par rapport au traditionnel débordé.
This is called the switch.
Pour bien switcher, la technique la plus répandue, je pense que c'est
And it
celle
gives
de
a lot of
lancer sa
power
pagaie
compared to the
comme si on
traditional
allait la
method.
jeter de l'autre côté. Et en fait, la main glisse sur le manche et on la rattrape
To do a good
le manche
switch,
de
the
l'autre
most
côté.
common technique is to throw
Moi, j'ai
your
fait
paddle as
15
if you
ans de
were going to
carrière
throw it
que de mon
on the
côté
other
gauche,
side.
et ça fait 1 an et demi que je
The
travaille
hand
pour
slips on
changer
the
de côté
handle
et c'est très dur.
and catches
Donc,
it on the
c'est
other
pas comme
side.
moi débuter par le switch.
I paddled for 15 years of my career, only on my left side. I've been working for a year and a half to change side, and it's very hard. So he was a real pioneer of the switching, and we may well see that in action today. But it is the men's canoe final, and we have the Olympic champion in action, Benjamin Savsek of Slovenia. He is in this final, 3 Slovenian boats, and we will get straight into the action very shortly. Myself, Andy Maddock, in the commentary box, and I'm delighted to say 2-time Olympian Jean-Pierre Bourri has joined me back in the booth for the Senegal team, so welcome back.
Thank you. Yes, I'm back for the final and commentary with an exciting final coming.
So here is the start list, and 10 boats, 3 Slovenian boats, and Ondřej Berčič will lead us off, the athletes in race reverse order of the semi-finals. So it is Benjamin Savsek who goes off last. And, well, just a reminder of the standings. Nicolas Gestin of France was leading the standings, but he's missed out on the final here in Tartzen, and that may well be costly in terms of points going forward. But Benjamin Savsek lying in second place, and I think ready to pounce.
Yeah, sure, we will have a move and changement on the World Cup standing. For sure, probably who will take the lead? Slovenian Benjamin Savsek probably will take the lead. It will depend, of course, of the final today.
Well, here's the statistics for the penalties in the semi-finals. 11, 13 and 21 were the ones that caused problems. We'll have to wait and see. But here is our first competitor in this 10-boat men's canoe final. The opportunity to really set the pace and put the pressure on those still to come. Ondřej Berčič of Slovenia gets underway.
Here we go. Allez, let's start with the drop. Pretty good start from Ondřej Berčič. You know that you will have to go fast, to do it well. Clean run. Let's go for Ondřej Berčič.
He's looking very smooth at the top, which is what you'd expect. And, well, we know that the fastest raw time was around 85 seconds from the semi-final. So that's the kind of time that is needed in order to get on the podium today. And you can hear the crowd really starting to get animated.
Yeah, a really loud crowd and cheering. Whoa, quite tight for Ondřej Berčič on this gate. Number 8, 9, we will see if there is clean so far. Yes.
Well, he definitely didn't touch gate 8 or gate 9. I suspect there'll just be a review to ensure that his whole head got inside the gate 9, but it does look like he's touched 13, and that's now confirmed. So really no margin in this shortened course, 21 gates, but 8 of them upstream gates, because we're using not the whole course here in this Tartzen whitewater course. So compacted down, and penalties become even more significant.
Allez, let's see. There is a review from the 8 and 9. We will see the final decision, and we will set a time. It will be tight to reach the podium, but still a good run from Ondřej Berčič.
91.37, and that includes a 2-second penalty. So here's the review on gate 8. So it's the whole head, and part of the boat must be inside the gate line.
Should be good. And here we have to wait. We have to wait the decision.
Well, it looked good, but that's not our job. But he has left it to the judges to make that decision. So.
Yes, because the full head must be inside the pole, and a part of the boat to have a complete, a zero things. This one is quite short.
Yes, I think it's great to see all the different camera angles, and there is a penalty confirmed, but it's showing on gate 13, a 2-second penalty on gate 13 at the moment. So we knew that already. So it does look like he's survived the review.
Yes, but there are still a star, so the judges are making the job inside and review it from different angle camera and set if it's a clean or not.
Well, 91.37, the provisional lead time to chase, but still we know there's a bit of margin there to take the gold here. Marko Mirgorodsky of Slovakia, the under-23 world champion of 2017, and the form boat of the World Cup Series last season, sets off for Slovakia.
Allez, let's see. Yeah, great start. Not a lot of splash of water inside. The first gate still clean, and here we will see, a good speed on the gate 3. What a good start from Marko Mirgorodsky from Slovakia.
So this is where it really gets interesting in the upstream gate 6 and 7. Well, he's good on the top section, but let's face it, he's really racing those still to come, rather than Berčič, who's already in the clubhouse, so to speak.
Okay, no risk. He was on the middle, gate 8 and 9. Here it's still good and clean.
Well, he's very direct on 11. scraping the tail of his boat on the bottom. I'm not sure if he was planning to do the spin on 12, but it's worked for him.
I'm not sure also, yes, definitely, but it was a good thing. It's better to do this instead of missing.
Well, the caption is telling us that Bercic has been given a 50-second penalty, and that gate
9.
is gate 9.
Yeah.
So, well, there was a little bit. He'd certainly asked the question of the judges, but I'll focus now on Mirgorodski of Slovakia, because this is a good run coming together. It's not going to be quite inside the 85 seconds, but it's going to be just under 90 and into first place, and he's put himself right in contention.
Yeah, 88, quite a good time. Yeah, for the semi-final it was 85, so a bit of time, but it was a clean run, so quite a good job from Marko Mirgorodski.
So here we see the top of the course, really had the flow of the course, but a clean run is the critical part of it. Now 88, 89 in the semi-final would have actually only put him in 9th place, so super consistent runs actually. He was just 4/100ths of a second quicker than he was in the semi-final, but at the end of the day he has delivered that result, so the others still have to do that.
Yeah, of course, because making it in semi-final is good. Doing back in final, it's another story.
So exciting times. 2 boats down in this men's canoe World Cup final, and in shot Marko Mirgorodski of Slovakia, our early race leader, who has, well, definitely set a time that isn't easy to beat, but it is beatable. There are video judges, and following the race as it goes, Christoph Kirsten of Germany, the chief judge here this weekend, and they've got a huge array of different angles to look at to make sure that the right penalties are delivered. Next up, Leonard Tuscherer of Germany. 2 German boats in this 10-boat final. And well, Leonard just rejected a little bit on the line, but great experience there. He just checks it line and goes again.
Yeah, it was not enough on the right side, because the goal, it's not to be on the hole, but on the right side. So you just have the speed and the good wave to pass through, and without having water on the spray deck.
So 0.29 down on the split. Well, no drama at this stage, and Tuscherer was very strong in the semi-final, particularly on the middle and the bottom section.
He's good, he's still on his line, quite good upstream, fast. Then we will see the direct, a little bit stuck on the gate number 11, and then here on 13 is quite short, but still he's on track.
So this is his first World Cup of the season, so hasn't participated to date. And well, he's still in touch, but a touch given on the downstream gate 16 will have just hampered that challenge for the race lead.
Ali, you need to push until the end. The laps upstream on the right, we will see he will not push, but stay on the cross belt. And the final sprint, yeah, it will be, of course, down Marko Mirgorodski.
So into second place, 9:22.24, and that does include that 2-second penalty on gate 16. So Mirgorodski still leading for Slovakia, 88.89. 3 boats down. So once again, it's very little to choose between the athletes. Not really many mistakes. A little bit in this section here through gate 11 and 12. You can see the pivot didn't work. It's quite shallow there, isn't it?
Yes, shallow, so you need to turn fast, but in a flat position, not putting too much the tail on the boat. Otherwise, like this, you just touch the ground, the floor of the river, and made a mistake.
Sometimes you can get away with it, can't you? It's quite smooth and slimy on the bottom. Sometimes you can hit the bottom and still get the turn, but he clearly was a bit ambitious and it rejected the turn.
Yes, like we saw Mallory Franklin, she was hitting the back and the floor, but still she was on the line, and she succeeded on continuing the straight and the other part of the course.
Well, perfect conditions here in Tarsen, of course. Now, We are getting into the sharp end of racing. It's a bit of a who's who of canoe slalom. Alexander Slavkovsky now goes for gold here in Tartan for Slovakia. He is wearing the #1 bib and now comes down into the upstream gate 1. No problems at all for him. He spots the line, he gets the exit, really gets a good squirt.
Yeah, a good start from Alexander Slavkovsky. He really liked, I think, this course. He was already in a lot of final here.
He's a 3-time European champion. He's a 2-time World Cup overall series winner. He's won multiple races and, well, he's on a mission to go to the Paris 2024 Games.
Yeah, because it was this compatriot Venus Matei who took the spot in Rio 2016 with a medal, and also in Tokyo. I know that it's really a fight and a tough race for Slovakia. Only have one spot and these talented paddlers. Whoa, what a great direct on the gate 11, 12 and upstream on the 13. I think you will have a little bit of margin. Yes!
Wow, wow, wow. This is coming alive. 2.31. Slavkovsky has shown his style in the middle section.
Yeah, you need to continue, but what a great performance on the middle part. I think it will be played here, so what a great start and run from Alexander Slavkovsky.
He's on his onside on gate 21. Now he's just got to dig deep. He's surely going to set a new lead time. What time is that going to be? 86.27. And Slavkovsky goes fastest in the final here for Slovakia. And, well, he's pleased with that, isn't he? He is not the quickest from the semi-finals, but he has delivered and he's put the pressure on.
Yeah, of course. It will be maybe a good run for a medal for the top 3, I think. We will have to wait and see. The other competitors and paddlers, for sure, they will set the level higher.
Well, it's good to see him back in form because he hasn't made a final up to now. 13th and 21st at the first 2 World Cups of the season. And, well, he's made the final and now he's very much challenging for the podium. And, well, if he doesn't get a medal, that means that we've had a good final, I think.
Yeah, it will be impressive. And we already got, I mean, in Prague and Krakow, it was quite impressive final. And the C1 level just reached a step higher. It's really impressive.
So it's Slovakia 1-2. Slavkovsky leads ahead of Mirgorodsky, and then Tuscherer of Germany in 3rd place. But we still have the 6 fastest boats from the semi-finals to go in this World Cup final. But there he is, the race leader at the moment, Alexander Slavkovsky.
Next competitor, Raffaele Ilvaldi from Italia.
Well, let's watch Raffaele Ivaldi, the only Italian in this final, but very capable and, well, it was not a stroke, he just choosing his line.
Yeah, it was quite on the middle of the drop. It was quite strange and a little bit stuck on the hole. Not a great start.
Well, he did very well, really, to actually not get into trouble there, because it's very shallow in the middle, isn't it?
Yeah, and you know that he was, it's a hole is very strong, so you can be stuck really hard on it.
Well, he's up on the split, so he has done very well so far, and that's a good little duck in and out of the upstream gate 7. So he's up on Slavkovsky of Slovakia, but Slavkovsky was very strong, particularly in this middle section.
Yes, quite a great upstream on the right, but we'll see the decision. I think there's no problem for now. Good direct on the gate number 12, 13 is quite short. It will be up a little bit down compared to Alexander.
Well, still in touch, and I think that's a water splash on gate 16. So, but that's not, and that will be expensive. A touch on gate 17. So the 4th place paddler from the European Championships earlier on this season, and now a little bit the gap starting to open up, but he's got to make sure he slots in between Slavkovsky, the race leader, and Mirgorodsky, currently sitting in 2nd place, but outside of that and into 3rd place. Raffaele Ivaldi of Italy slots into 3rd. So Slavkovsky leads the way for Slovakia, ahead of Marco Mirgorodsky of Slovakia, and then Raffaele Ivaldi of Italy at the halfway stage in this men's canoe final. Let's just have a look. This is gate 16, and just pivots around. Just
Look like a splash, like no penalty on the gate 16. Yeah. But we will wait the final decision of the judges.
you can see them, they're just checking that out. I think there's no penalty showing at the moment, just to let you know. They're just checking that there's nothing to add. And well, another camera angle here, and this will just check that yeah, he's close, but that looks clean. And we'll get shortly confirmation of the video judge's decision. I think they were looking at gate 17, because there was no doubt about gate 17 that that was confirmed there. Just a 2-second penalty, and third place for now for Raffaello Evaldi of Italy.
After that, we were at the halfway. Already 5 paddlers did the final.
Alexander Slavkovsky, you're back in town.
Yeah. It feels great because it's my first final this year, and I couldn't have the chance to show what I can still do. So very happy to be here in Tatsen, my loved course, and to be in the final, and hopefully I show to the people what I can do.
Do you think your time's good enough for a medal today?
I think it will be tight, but
Yeah.
could be for bronze, hopefully.
All right, fingers crossed, good luck.
Thank you.
Well, that is the race leader at the halfway stage, Alexander Slavkovsky, who is, well, hugely accomplished in this sport, and still showing that he's capable of doing it. I think he's 38 or 39 years old, but he's still got it in him, and he says he'll carry on doing it as long as his body allows it.
Yeah, for sure. And we saw a lot of paddlers, not all paddlers, but going to 30, 35 and still in good shape and challenging all. I think it's really a sport of experience, even if you have really strong young paddlers, but year after year you start to be better and better, so just want to continue.
So here is the result at the moment at the halfway point in this men's canoe final. Slavkovsky leading for Slovakia ahead of Mirgorodsky of Slovakia and Evaldi of Italy, but 5 boats to go, including 2 Olympic champions. I think 4 of them are World Championship medalists.
Yeah, just a crazy final start list in final with these 5 top athletes.
So, and including that, and then Adam Burgess, who was 4th at the Olympic Games. So next to start, Luka Bozic of Slovenia will get this second half of the final underway. And of course, he was the winner of the first race of the season in Prague. He was only 11th last weekend. He missed out on the final in Krakow. But you can guarantee that he'll be in the mix.
Yes, you know well, he's paddling here a lot, you know perfectly the course, all the way, all the line. For sure, you already did this design, I mean in the training.
So he's comfortably through the top section. Now it looks like he might even be up. He is by a second over Alexander Slavkovsky of Slovakia. But, well, that's given him the advantage, but it's all about delivering across the whole course, all 21 gates. And now this section here, which Slavkovsky was so strong.
Yeah, also a great a double upstream, I mean on the top section. We will see here, so far so good. A little bit stuck on the gate 13, but it's not the maiden.
Well, he did well to stay off the pole on 13, but he has been given a 2-second penalty on the upstream gate 6. So at the moment, there's very little to choose. The advantage has become a deficit, but still he is in the mix.
Ali, we will see at the end. All the time the Slovenians are so fast at the last gate, and yes, really great 21 upstream, and
it's going to be close, 86.27. It's outside that, but it's super close, 86.44, and Luka Bozic goes into silver medal position for Slovenia. And well, that 2-second penalty is very significant indeed. We'll probably see that on the replay, gate 6.
Yeah, but it will cost a lot, probably the medal, but it was otherwise a pretty good run. 84 was the best, 85 in semi-final, but 84 was quite a strong run.
And there we do see it, just looks like his paddle shaft just caught the pole just through here. There we go, the slightest of touches, but it's still a 2-second penalty. And great that the different angles can just make sure there's fair judging and confirm that, because sometimes you wouldn't see that, would you?
No, it's so fast, and the paddles are going so fast into the gates. Sometimes it's like a water touch, or I don't know, maybe something else.
So Alexander Slavkovski holds on to the race lead for now, ahead of Luka Bozic and Marko Mirkorotsky. So Slovenia sitting in second place. There's the home crowd, and great to see them just cheering on, and you can see the emotion here in the sunshine. 4 to go in this World Cup final, live from Tarzen in Slovenia. Sidiris Tasiadis of Germany now sets off. He's a 2-time Olympic medalist, and surely he's got to be one of the favourites to take certainly a podium today.
Yeah, I mean, he's in good shape and pretty fast.
So he actually won the Tarzen World Cup here in 2018. So having to fight a little bit though, not the ideal line into the upstream gate 1, but no big drama.
Yeah, not a perfect start, but we can trust him. He's really strong, and he will be back online, and he have the resource and power to overcome.
So now into the upstream gate 6. As expected, a little bit down on race leader Slavkovski of Slovakia, but very strong, really running the boat through the double upstream.
Good line, quite a bit short, but still clean run, and it's quite important today on the final.
So now coming down into this critical section, he takes it very direct indeed. Now that's got to be quick.
Wow, it was impressive, like no gate, just a straight line. For Sidiris Tasiadis, impressive.
Wow, look at that, he's closed the deficit down to 0.2, but suddenly he's picked up a penalty on gate 16, and that's going to be expensive. Just looked like the concentration, he was probably thinking of the next gate.
Yeah, straight away, and we see a little bit of wind and the gate are moving, but you need to compose with this element, with the wind.
So look at that, into third place, that touch being very significant indeed, but 88.20, Sidiris Tasiadis of Germany, good enough for the race lead, but has to settle for third place, no doubt about the touch, but there is our race leader and second place.
So we still have no competitor beating the time of the semi-final in 85, but we still have 3 remaining paddlers: Adam Burgers, Denis Gargo-Chanu, and of course Benjamin Savchek.
Well, and Savchek and Gargo-Chanu, both world champions and European champions. They've got a big pedigree behind them. Burgess is a medalist at European Championship level. He's an under-23 world champion and Olympic 4th place at Tokyo. So yes, this is going to be exciting.
Yeah. We really have to watch and set and be focused on the 3 paddler, because it will be very exciting.
But interestingly enough, this final, it's kind of some of the older paddlers who are the experienced paddlers who are in the mix, aren't they? Because Gargo-Chanu, Savchek, very experienced paddlers. Slavkovski, a race leader, the most experienced on the start line.
Yeah, definitely it's like a experience final here in Tarzen.
Adam Burgess sets off next here in Tarzen. 3 boats to go in this men's canoe final. For Great Britain, Adam Burgess now launches his campaign. He was on the podium last weekend in Krakow, finished 3rd there, but rejected on the hole there. And can he get in tight into gate 1? Well, that's pretty good.
It's okay, yeah, he was quite short and not doing the same mistake that his competitors from Great Britain who done the mistake. That's funny to see all this kind of mistake on the first drop, because at the training a lot of people was doing perfectly and so far good.
Well, he's half a second down on the race lead time, Slavkovsky of Slovakia, so it's still in the mix, and it was a good recovery on the top. And now he's into this tricky section. Can he take it on? Sirius Tassiadis was outstanding on here. He's good on 11, but I don't think he was planning to spin that. He certainly wasn't planning to hit gate 12.
No, a small mistake on the gate number 12, but still he have to continue and to push. It will be tight. It will be tight to overcome Alexander Slavkovsky at 4.5 seconds down.
So coming into the upstream gate 18, only 3 more gates to go. Adam Burgess of Great Britain has put in a respectable run, but you can just see how quickly one little mistake and suddenly you're out of contention. It looks like really getting a nasty bit of water behind the rock on the run into 21. So the time slipping away and only into 7th place for Burgess of Great Britain. 92.46, that includes a touch on gate 12. And well, the crowd are getting excited now because there's 2 to go. They've got a guaranteed medal, haven't they? Because Luka Bojic is sitting in silver medal position and there's still a Slovenian to go.
Yes, so Slovenia will for sure have a medal. Which color? We have to wait for the last one, but...
So, Alexander Slavkovsky leading for Slovakia ahead of Luka Božič of Slovenia and Sirius Tassiadis in bronze for Germany with 2 votes to go. The 2 Olympic champions from the last 2 Olympic Games. What a finale we are looking forward to.
Yeah, for the World Cup 3, just before the World Championship that will be held in Augsburg at the end of July.
So, well, Adam Burgess did well to recover from that move on the top drop. It could have very easily gone very wrong, even in gate 1.
Yeah.
So the crowd falls silent and eagerly anticipating. But first up, it is Denis Gargo-Chanou of France, the world champion from 2011, the Olympic champion from Rio 2016, and surely he can challenge, but again, not getting the ideal line running into 1.
No, not the perfect line, but we can trust Denis that he will be back on track and on a good line.
Yeah, and he took a big faceful there, but he certainly hasn't hindered himself as he comes down towards gate 4 and 5, and I suspect this will still challenge the race lead time of Alexander Slavkovsky. Well, 0.6 down, and Gargo-Chanou, though you can expect him to kind of build through the run, can't you?
And he's still in contact. Denis Gargo, we will see on this gate number 10, pretty good up, then direct, he will choose up a swipe to go on it.
Oh, and he gets the air stroke, and well, that will cost him a bit of time. He hasn't picked up any penalties, but yeah, the reigning World Cup champion, he was 6th last weekend in Krakow, missed the final in Prague, but he's still in touch despite that mistake, so he is quick.
He's quick, and all will be playing on the last part, up the upstream, number 18. It was not the perfect one.
He's certainly having to wait for the poles on 19 and 20. So the time to beat, 86.27. I think he's going to be outside of that, but he's surely good enough to go into a medal position, and he stops the clock, 87.3 into 3rd place. So, well, Denis Gargo-Chanou performs under pressure, and well, when you think about it, it wasn't the tidiest to run. It certainly wasn't vintage Denis, but he still managed to deliver.
Yeah, pretty good one. There is a small mistake at the upstream on the right side, unfortunately for Denis. But there is still one remaining. Benjamin Savchek, the local one, he knows perfectly the course. The public is here for him.
Well, I suspect you better hear a pin drop just before the start of his run from the crowd here, but it is Alexander Slavkovsky, guaranteed a silver medal for Slovakia. He's leading the way ahead of Luka Božič of Slovenia, and then Denis Gargo-Chanou for France in 3rd place at the moment. Here, the Olympic champion from Rio 2016, and of course the reigning World Cup champion. Wasn't quite able to deliver one of his vintage runs.
But we see that it's really tight between the first and the fourth. Sideris Tassadis less than 2 seconds. So there is pretty good level on the all partners.
One boat to go. It is the Olympic champion from Tokyo, Benjamin Savcek, goes for gold for Slovenia. On course, he's a world champion, multiple European champion. In fact, he won the European Championships again earlier on this season. What a line into gate one.
Yes, finally a good line from Benjamin Savcek. Of course, we can trust him about this kind of move.
And again, another line good into gate three. It's a brave line because you risk dropping off, but it's the fastest line, and surely that's going to show on the split. Wow, nearly 2 seconds up on the split. Savcek is going to make the crowd go wild.
That's so exciting to see Benjamin Savcek on the course, taking the gate 8, 9, really perfectly on the middle, getting the speed, no problem for Benjamin.
Well, not the tidiest on 10, but this is the critical section. Can he hold on to the advantage through gate 11 and 12? It's good on 11. He does it direct on 12 and super tight on 13.
Oh, I think there is maybe a touch on gate 13. We have to wait and see.
The pole certainly moved. We'll have to wait and see. But yes, he's still got the advantage as he comes down. But no penalty showing, although there is a review on the gate. Well, Benjamin Savcek, the Olympic champion, can do nothing about that. He's just focused on the gates ahead. This is, well, right on a knife edge as to who's going to take it.
Allez, come on, Benjamin, push until the end for the crowd of the public, but he's still in front, even with a touch.
And he takes the race lead. It is still provisional. He's been given that penalty on gate 13, and that drops him to 3rd place.
Wow. Yeah, I think it was the gate 13. We have to wait the confirmation, but it's confirmed. 2-second penalty and a 3rd place for Benjamin Savcek. Wow, 2 Slovenian on the podium.
Well, sensational. What a finale. It isn't to be a gold for Benjamin Savcek in front of his home crowd, but we'll get to see gate 13, I'm sure, on a slow-mo shortly. But what a final. Alexander Slavkovsky of Slovakia back on the top step again here in Tartzen. And Benjamin Savcek, the Olympic champion, the European champion from earlier on this season, has to settle for 3rd place.
Yes, congratulations, Alexander. Really good comeback, and a lot of pleasure to see you paddling at this level.
Yes, I'm sure that'll be a popular win, and yeah, great to see him back, and that'll be a real boost going into the World Championships. Here we see Benjamin, the Olympic champion, coming down through
11, 12, super clean.
So this is now the upstream gate 13 was where he picked up his penalty. I wonder if we'll get a little bit of a look at that. Here he comes in, and it certainly wasn't his original plan, and it does look like he just caught it with the front of his buoyancy aid. It's out of our shot, but I'm sure there's an angle on it.
Yes, for sure, we have another angle that confirmed this penalty on the gate 13.
Such are the margins in canoe slalom, and here we have, as he slides in, there we are. Oh, didn't quite. Gate 13, yeah, just bounces off. Well, even that, it's hard to see.
Yeah, like it's millimeters for sure.
Wow, what a race we've had. But Alexander Slavkovsky for Slovakia takes gold here for first final of this season that he's had. Well, that's a good comeback from disappointment in the first 2 races. Luka Bozic, the winner, of course, of the first race of the season.
Well, Alexander, not bad for someone who was going to retire last year. Congratulations.
Thank you. As you say, not bad for old man, but honestly, this is very emotional for me because I didn't have the feeling of winning something for a long time. And this season I wasn't even in the finals on the big competitions, so I didn't know what to expect from me in the final, but I wanted to show all my best I can do. The time was enough for a medal, I was thinking, but for a win, yeah, I was lucky. But we'll see for the World Champs what it will be. Anyway, I'm very happy. Very happy.
The family watching at home, Dad's out paddling again. What do you say to them? They're watching, they'll be very excited, I'm sure.
Hopefully they are watching, so I think they will be as happy as me, as I am. as I said, it's a long time I haven't had this feeling.
And Alex, how good is it paddling at a venue where you have such a big crowd? They're so enthusiastic. I know they weren't cheering for you, but it's so nice to have a big crowd.
They were cheering also for me, but not as for the Slovenians. And yeah, they are amazing. Every race here, every big race. I'm happy to be here and see what the crowd can do for the home paddlers. And big thanks to all of them to coming.
You feel good about Augsburg now?
It's a long time I haven't been there, but the last time I think I was on the podium. So hopefully I will remember how I did my paddling there.
Well, congratulations. Great to see you back on top of the podium. Well done.
Thank you, thank you.
Congratulations, Alexander, taking gold here in Tarsen ahead of Luka Bozic of Slovenia and Benjamin Savsek. So Slovenian second and third. And well, that'll be a popular result. And here are the results from this men's canoe final. Slavkovski, gold. Bozic, silver. Savsek, bronze. Denis Gargochenu, the reigning World Cup champion, takes fourth for France. And Sidiris Tassiadis of Germany, fifth place. He was quick, but he had a penalty as well. And he'll be one to watch in Augsburg, Germany in a month's time.
Yes, of course, and we will wait. All these German paddlers are paddling so great in Augsburg. They're home course, they are training every day.
Well, it's certainly been a strong competition, and on the final day of competition here, it's been Mallory Franklin who's taken the gold in the women's canoe final. Now Alexander Slavkovski, the oldest paddler on the men's canoe field. In fact, he may even be the oldest paddler on the field, full stop.
Yeah.
Takes gold, and he shows everyone else that, well, he's still a force to be reckoned with going into the World Championships.
We see that the experience paid today.
Certainly did. And, well, this course has proved very testing for the athletes, and overall in the World Cup standings, then that means that Luka Bozic, with a win in race 1, 11th in race 2, and now a silver medal today, leads the standings equally with compatriot Benjamin Savsek of Slovenia. So it's a Slovenia 1-2 ahead of Nicolas Gestin, who just missed the final today, but 2 podiums in the first 2 races, and still very much all to play for. Well, that concludes the action here in the canoe slalom events. But of course, we will have the extreme kayak this afternoon, 4:30 Central European time. And well, thank you very much, Jean-Pierre Bury, for joining me in the booth. And bye for now from me, Andy Maddock. We'll see you this afternoon for the extreme kayak.
Thank you, bye, and see you in the extreme.